Welcome to Texas Today. I'm Adriana Lopez. Come celebrate the best of interior design at Kips Decorator Show House. And the best part, it's all for a good cause. I'm with Jen Showers. She's the honorary chair of this year's Kips Decorator Show House. It's so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for having us here today.
So glad to be here. I'm with you.
All right, so for those who are not very familiar with this show house, what can you tell us about it?
Kips Bay Show House started in New York around 40 plus years ago, and it is just the show house to go to. And so fortunately, they decided to open one in Palm Beach, and 3 years later in Dallas. So we feel very, very fortunate to have Kips Bay in Dallas.
And I know that each year a different house is selected. Can you talk to us a little bit about the house that was selected this year?
We select houses that lend themselves to decor and that are for sale and probably usually need redone.
When somebody comes to see this house, what are they going to be able to experience? Because all of it is like, wow.
I know. Wow is exactly what they're going to experience. It's just amazing what these designers do. 22 designers in this house. We've had up to 24 or 25 before, but they're 22, and every single one of them have just outdone themselves. It is so amazing. I mean, they do everything. The walls are all redone, the floor, everything is just from that designer's viewpoint.
I mentioned before that this was all for a good cause. Can you talk to us about that and who benefits from it?
Yes, and I want to make that clear. Some people think this is commercial to advertise designers. It is not. It is all for nonprofit. We have Crystal Charity Ball, which is local in Dallas. We have Dwell with Dignity, which is also local. And then we have Kips Bay Boys and Girls Club, which is from New York. And all together, these three charities benefit close to 100,000 plus people who are below the poverty line. So that's what this is all about. It's about raising money for those three charities.
We're about to meet with some of the designers and architects who work on this house.
Yes.
How long do they get to work on each of the rooms?
They have about 4 to 5 weeks.
Wow, that's
they don't
quick.
I know, and they have to really, I mean, they know that they're going to do it, so they're starting to plan it, but they find out about it maybe 2 months before. But then they have that much time to get in the house and get it done.
We are in the living room now. I'm with interior designer Laura Lee Clark Falconer from Laura Lee Clark Interior Design. So nice to meet you.
It's so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for coming.
Of course. This living room is so amazing. So when you're designing a room, where do you even begin, Laura?
So for this room, I started with the Gracie wall covering. As you can see, it's a beautifully hand-painted design. So we started with that, and then that's how we developed our schemes. That's how it all began.
So can you walk us through some of the different design elements that we can find in this room? Like this coffee table is like really neat.
It's one of my favorite things, and it was one of the first things that I found for the space. This is a Philip and Kelvin Laverne coffee table. They were brothers, and they created their line in the 60s. And this is very special because they would bury their pieces in the soil to give it a patina. And you can see there's so many beautiful colors.
Very nice. And actually, the sofa where we're sitting on, I just met Jen Showers.
Yes.
So isn't she the owner?
Yes. So Jan Showers is a designer that I've always looked up to. And this is one of her pieces from her collection. It's the Maryland sofa, and it's a very special piece.
When somebody comes to see your living room, what would they want them to experience?
I really want them to feel like it's an inviting and intimate space. One of the little challenges that we had to work with was our ceilings are only 8 feet tall. So it was kind of tricky. I wanted to make sure that we felt that it had the height that it needed. So we did this beautiful high gloss lacquer on the ceiling, but I think that really helped, expand the space a bit.
We're in the kitchen now. I'm here with Kurt Bielowski. He is the owner of More Design Build. So nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you too.
This kitchen is really something else. Can you tell us about the design?
Sure. Well, the house was the original part of the house was built in the 40s, and then they had an addition probably in the 80s. So I thought, let's kind of celebrate the oldness of things. I said, let's take a British spin on it. So we're in the Cotswolds, and this is an old country estate, and I am recreating a kitchen, but keeping some key elements, in particular the floor and some of the cabinetry, and then we just built a new kitchen around it.
And the pantry looks really cool. I'm going to tell my husband, if you want me to cook, I need to get inspired, so this pantry is perfect. I love it.
Thank you very much. Well, that was, again, the cabinetry was the other part of, I think, telling the story here. So I found another picture from a book that was kind of an old, probably part of a apothecary kind of situation. And from there, we took it and created this interesting root cellar and dry goods area. And that was sort of the start of the whole cabinetry for the kitchen.
Can you walk us through the process of bringing this kitchen to life?
Yeah, well, this was an interesting one because especially this section of the house, which is probably the newer part of the house, really needed a refresh and a remodel. So we gutted this kitchen, this was actually an old family room, and gutted this and created the kitchen. The kitchen used to be behind me.
Oh, wow.
So we really started from scratch and just created a whole new space.
And this is your first year doing this. What have you enjoyed the most about this experience?
I've really enjoyed, it's been fun meeting a lot of people from all over the country. And I think also, obviously, this is for charity, and I think it's so important that that's the thing that we're keeping in mind. So I'm really glad that I'm doing something that's helping people. And again, meeting really fun people.
For more information about the Kips Bay Decorator Show House or to purchase tickets, visit kipsbaydecoratorshowhouse.org.